Recording.
At the Gordon.
Headed to Gorman.
18th year anniversary since I've been there.
First time back.
First time back. What do you think, Pippa? She's ecstatic. We're ready to go.
All right, let's hit the road.
Alright, YouTube, you might ask yourself, hey Ryan, why haven't you been back to Gorman in 18 years? And I would say, that's a good question. Let me go ahead and answer that for you. We're still on our way to Gorman. We're not there yet. Pippa's here. Bull's here. She's driving. She's all Altoided up. We're ready on to the next adventure. Back in 2001, August 16th, I was 21 years old, riding Freestyle Motocross in Gorman Springs, Hungry Valley Motocross Park, off the 5 in California. But we made it to Gorman. What do you think, dear?
There's a lot of dirt.
There's definitely a lot of dirt. We'll see how this works out. There's more wheelchair people over there. More wheelchair people. Group. Yeah. We'll see how this works. A few buddies and myself were out riding. We had a freestyle kicker ramp set up to jump over a road and down an embankment, roughly about a 40-foot to 50-foot gap. Alright, YouTube, we're here in the Razor. What model is this?
It's a 2019 XP4 Turbo.
XP4 Turbo. Nicole is there in the back. Say hello.
Hi.
We're going to try to keep it upright and all four wheels on the ground.
We will.
But not all at the same time.
Yeah.
So occasionally you have some wheels off the ground. So we'll try to keep you guys posted. Late. It was just a regular day. We were just doing regular practice. And always being the first one in anything is always scary. And this was just one of those days. Immediately leaving the lip of the ramp, I knew that I had way too much speed as I saw the landing pass by me. Instantly I started to correct the bike to adjust for the landing that was coming quickly. At impact, I felt a burst, and the only thing I could think of was that I couldn't breathe. It's like having the wind knocked out of you and it never returning. I was instantly thrusted off of the 20-foot kicker ramp into the air, flying past the landing, realizing that I had to make an adjustment. I leveled off the bike and braced for impact. Boom. As soon as I landed, I knew something was wrong. There was an instant burst of warmth in my back, and I couldn't breathe. The next days and weeks were kind of blurred together. I remember the helicopter ride. I remember the guy with the helmet on telling me that it was going to be okay and that we were going to be to the hospital in a few minutes. Hopefully they brought their diapers. Alright, I think we're ready. You ready, dear? After going in and out, we arrived at the hospital. I remember a woman telling me that she was going to remove the piercings from my tongue and wanted to know if I had any other piercings anywhere else because the machine was going to rip them out if I went into it. I proceeded to tell her the one on my tongue was the only piercing, and I was ready. As soon as I finished saying that, she went to grab my arm and move it above my head to adjust me to put me into the machine, which looked like a big tube and made a lot of noise. I instantly blacked out from the pain. At that point, I don't know if it was a few hours later or a day later, when I had the doctor standing over me, asking me if I knew what happened and if I knew where I was. I immediately explained to him that I knew who I was and I knew what had happened, and I wanted to know when he was going to fix me and get me out of there as soon as possible.
Make sure your belt, your shoulder straps are as tight as possible.
Yeah.
Just let me know if you need me to slow down or anything.
Go as fast as you can.
We're not going that fast with all these people.
Oh.
He proceeded to tell me that I had broken my back and that I was going to be there a while, that I had internal bleeding, and that I also had a concussion, not because my head had hit the ground, but because my brain had hit the front of my skull so hard that it had caused me to have 2 black eyes and a concussion, and that it was going to be some serious work to fix my back and to get me repaired. But he promised me that I would not walk again. He said that it was a miracle that I was alive, and that it would be a miracle if I survived the surgery, and it would be a further miracle if I lived past that. He said that we should all pray for me, and then they sent me in the chaplain.
Hanging in there, you two?
After speaking with the chaplain and receiving more medication over the next week, 2 weeks, I finally started to recover, and after several visits from the chaplain, I had decided that I wasn't going to die and that they needed to get me out of there before I ripped all the tubes off and decided to leave on my own. After some convincing, they decided to do my back surgery, which was a burst fracture of 12 vertebrae, 14 in total, 12 that they were going to fuse with several rods, pins, screws, clamps, and anything they could find to stabilize it, including a fusion process, which included some kind of paste to glue it all together. 14 hours later, they were completed. Yes, it took 14 hours to complete my back surgery, a fusion of 12 burst fracture vertebrae, leaving the bone fragments that severed my spinal cord in place, guaranteeing that I would never walk again. So you may ask yourself, YouTube, why would you go back to a place that has caused so much damage? And I tell you, well, it has been 18 years, and I think we're ready to move on to the next chapter, to take the Cycle QMX, the machine that was built in the shadows of this accident, but has redeemed itself and been full circle. And so here we are, out on the Razor, headed for Gorman, getting a free lunch. because of my accident and because of my injury, it allowed me to go back to school, get an education, get a good job, become an engineer, and learn how to build amazing things, and then turn around and use my skills to build a device, to build a cycle that allows myself to enjoy the outdoors, enjoy the social activities with others, and enjoy my life. YouTube, I hope you enjoy these videos. I hope you enjoy our time here. We build these bikes, we build these dreams for all those out there wishing to do more, wanting to do more. These are for you.